Welcome to Elections 101 Cameroon, brought to you by Local Youth Corner Cameroon in partnership with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, powered by the National Endowment for Democracy. On today's edition of Election 101, we'll be talking about the importance of registering and actually participating in the elections. My name is Emmanuel Yogbate. My guest for today is Fabrice Lena, CEO and founder of Lola Holdings Africa, Executive Director of Lola Leadership Foundation, and the national leader of the Our Future movement. Mr. Lena, you're welcome.
Mr. Ayub, thank you so much for having me as your guest. I'm glad to be a guest in Elections 101 Cameroon.
Honored to have you here as well. Mr. Lena, what are the reasons for individuals to register and participate in elections? What are some of these core reasons?
First, to exercise your civic right as a citizen. It's part of the civic duty of every Cameroonian above the age of 20 to be able to get registered and then to exercise this right of voting when the time comes. We are awaiting the first exercise of this for people that are getting to the electoral process for the first time on October 12, 2025. And the second reason for participation is if you feel that there is need to contribute to change. It is a democratic process. You have the different institutions, the different actors, the different stakes. You get yourself informed by reading what is happening in the country, and then you take a decision, you make a choice of who to vote. And thirdly, it's to make sure that as a young person, you have a story to tell to the future generation of the role you played when there was a time for you to make a choice. Because election come in Cameroon after every 5 to 7 years, depending on the election.
Okay, wow. You have a chance to contribute to change, so everyone should be engaged. But in your opinion, Mr. Lena, how does voter engagement impact the democratic process?
First, because more engagement, more valuable impact to the process. It is a learning process itself, because when you go to register, you understand the meaning of civic engagement, using your national identity card, going into the process, fingerprint is taken, and then after you get into the biometric system, and then your card is being given to you. And during this period, you have, as a citizen, your legal documents, which permits you to, know the different political parties that are existing, the leaders of these political parties, and the process can also change you to become a frontliner. Because in the process of participation, you can realize that you have a role to play. Because some people feel the political process is meant for some people. No.
Of course.
Myself, when I was in the university in Yaoundé, Toussoua, I got engaged in the process around 2013 with the local elections of 2013. And while I was trying to play my role, I got interested in the process. And that made me to take militancy in the party and become a member of this party.
Wow.
And guess what? I grew through the ranks from being a militant to becoming a secretary for a subdivision and to becoming a national communications secretary up to the position of secretary general. By 2020, I was one of the youngest secretary general of a political party, thanks to the engagement and the exercise of my civic rights back in 2013.
It's exciting to know that just by engaging in the process, like Lena said, you can actually pick up enthusiasm to want to be in the front line, which is very, very inspiring. Lena, what barriers prevent people from registering, and how can we overcome those barriers?
First is longevity of the party in place. We know that the political party in power have been there for more than 40 years and counting. And this has created some sort of apathy among young people, those born in the 90s, in the early 2000s, which someone born in 2000 is now 25 years old, and this person have not known any other president, any other political system than the one that is existing, which simply means, in a way or the other, they feel discouraged that their voice don't count, or their vote is not going to create any significant impact. This is a serious issue, and to combat this, we, the civic actors, political actors, need to tell people that the more engagement, the more the probability for us to obtain good results. Less engagement means that even those in power can easily rig the elections and then make it to have impasse. So impasse is created by non-participation, and the solution to impasse is effective engagement. Okay. And I think this year, young people have proven that they are more than ever determined to be engaged. Yes. They are more than ever determined to be part of the process itself, because we've moved from about 6 million potential voters in Cameroon, yes, to 8 million potential voters in Cameroon, which is a significant increase that we've never had since 1990. And there is great hope that by 2026, when the registration process starts again, we might be expanding our registration to above 10 million for the first time in Cameroon history. This is already projected, yes, given the enthusiasm, the anxiety that young people have shown to the electoral process this year. And it's worth mentioning that a lot of young people have also been coming up to present themselves as candidates. Yes, we can see it in the presidential electoral process.
Wow, that's great. How can young people influence their peers? You know, when you see something which is good, you want to invite someone else to share in that. To share in that good thing. And if young people must be engaged in the change they want to see, how do you think, in your opinion, can we influence our peers to equally register and vote when it's election time?
There are models in the system that are existing. We have people like Ateki Castanseta, myself, Fabrice Lena, Cotton Princeway, nowadays we are seeing Hiram. These are young people that, in a way or the other, they were in the civic space, trying to do advocacy, promote certain laws, and promote things that young people want, vote 18. So they have decided to take this now as a policy that if they are voted into power, they are going to put it in place. This alone should be enough reason to encourage, to motivate young people to get into the process. Day-to-day engagement and discussion, be it in casual quarter discussions, or during events, or even at office space during breaks, is enough to motivate other young persons that there is a lot of benefiting in participation than not participating. Because when you participate, you gain experience. When you participate, you become informed. Mm-hmm. When you participate, you improve upon your own capacity to do it and to navigate the system that is tough and difficult for young people. So participation alone has a lot of benefit. I don't know any benefit in non-participation, mm-hmm, because you just become bitter, you become negative, pessimistic, and this doesn't help anyway, because it leads to self-anxiety and perhaps self-destruction, and even kills your skills. Yeah. The best way to become more skillful and better version of yourself is to be part of the process.
Oh, exciting, Lena. When you participate in the process, you gain experience, you improve, you enlarge your capacity in understanding the entire electoral process. So you should definitely get engaged. Mm. What message would you like to convey about the importance of civic duty before we take leave of you?
Civic duty, as in our context in Cameroon, is neglected at the level of secondary and university studies, simply because our system is tailored towards people writing concours. But this is something taken seriously in other contexts and must be encouraged. And civic actors like you and I have a lot of role to play, because most Cameroonians that are well informed about the constitution, about the electoral code, about the labor code, and about the different degrees and how to construct and participate in the civic process of our country know it through workshops, through trainings, and through ad hoc activities that people do out of university studies. Most people that do Faculty of Law and Political Science, University of Yaoundé, Tunchang, Douala, Boya, when they come out of there, you see that they are not really as informed as people that are supposed to be in that kind of faculty that they did. And what happens? They enter into the society with a lot of theories. But now the shock of the reality makes them now to start getting into trainings, getting into workshops, and then they start rebuilding and balancing what they have obtained in the classrooms and the reality on the field. This is civic duty. And civic duty is best understood in practice. It is best understood in the process of its application. When you're doing it, when you're interacting, when you're discussing it, and when you're practicing it. I always say that if you, as a young person, is not part of the civic or political process, you have no moral and legal rights to complain about anything. So you just have to be silent.
If you are not engaged in, or if you are not practicing your civic duties, Lena said you don't have any reason to raise an alarm if things are not going the way you want them to go, because you are not participating actively to contribute to the change that you envisage to see.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lena, for coming to the show. I want to believe our televiewers have enjoyed the show. They have learned, they have been informed about the importance of registering and actually participating in elections. See you on the next one, and stay tuned.